Hey, good day, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 4 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is: do you feel lucky? If you have to ask yourself one question, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? That is my best Dirty Harry impression. So, comment below on how much you loved it. Because I'm sure it was absolutely spot on. Anyway, so in an effort to get to know me a little bit more, you're probably going, I don't want to know anything more about you, lady. Really. But I go for these walks every day. But this week was a little bit of a, I don't know what I want to say. It was a little rough. We'll just put it that way. So a couple days ago, I went for my walk, and it seemed as though it was very busy. Meaning there was a lot of people out, the kids were going to school, there was a guy walking around acting kind of goofy, it just felt like everybody was gravitating towards me. It really did. It felt like every time I turned a corner, there was somebody going, it was almost like a haunted house. It was like, hey, how you doing? So, needless to say, it was probably the first walk in a long time where I didn't really focus on my day. I was just in a really big hurry to get home. And so, I kind of didn't get the benefit of being grateful. I did get out a few things before I got completely traumatized. But, it just wasn't the same. And then yesterday I was just like, I'm not having any of that. I don't want to start my day that way. And so therefore, I took a day's break. I did video yesterday with minimal success. So here we are. To today and the walk that I actually got to take, which I was very excited about. And this whole week I've kind of been just going, am I lucky? Am I a lucky person? Do I have this streak in me? For the most part, I don't recall ever winning anything super substantial. I was really good with the payphones back in the day. I know you kids don't know what those are. But I was able to grab a ton of change out of there. Maybe a 10, a 20 here and there, but nothing super, buried treasure or anything. So today's walk, I was going to keep track of my steps, being the smart gal that I am, because I want to know that I've actually benefit from them, even though I don't really remember them too much. And that's not to say I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. I'm actually super kind of in tune with everything, and I will check around me quite often. But I can't tell you a lot of times how I got from point A to point B. And today I was just kind of meandering and just told my legs, you know what, take me wherever. But keep in mind, I eventually have to go home and go pee. So needless to say, the walk was quite nice. I got a lot accomplished, I think. I'm able to do video today quite relaxed, actually, so that's a plus. And I'm grateful for that. And so we're going to start off with a quiz like we do to figure out how lucky we really are. It's not one of those ones where it gives you a percentage of how lucky you are. It's just how lucky am I quiz. So before we get started, I need to take a little sip of the magic bean juice. And I liked this quiz the most only because it kind of the answers that you got to choose from were a little bit more covering a lot more areas. But I did want to go over something about why I was asking that question specifically about why I don't know why I can't get there. Why I am questioning whether I'm a lucky person or not, because I feel like in certain areas of your life you can be lucky. And so when I came up with the name for the show or the channel, The Best Blessed Life, and I've talked about how I want it to be different for everyone because everybody's blessed life means something different. And we all want to achieve that differently, go about it differently. So we're all kind of learning how to get to the best blessed life. And when I looked up blessed, it says, if you say you've been blessed, you feel lucky to have something like your health, love, fame, fortune, or talent. And some people pronounce it blessed, like I'm saying it for the channel, but some people also pronounce it blessed. But according to this, they're pretty much the same. Made holy or consecrated is another way to put it, or used in mild expressions of annoyance or exasperation. So, I just feel like that is why I named it what it is. And because I didn't want to say I had a best lucky life. That's not what I'm aiming for here. I just want to show you that even like the smallest little detail in your life, you can be feel blessed about. Okay, but the quiz we're taking today is too far, too close, there's a glare. And I've decided I'm using my tablet to make things easier, and it's, oh, there we go, finally. Quizony, Quizony, and the quiz we're taking is, how lucky am I? And it says, do you think that you're a lucky person? Do things just seem to happen for you without much effort? Find out if you have the luck you think on your side by taking this quiz. So, we'll see. All right, first question is, do you take care of yourself? And our responses we get to choose from are not as well as I should, for the most part, or first and foremost. Okay. And I guess taking care of yourself could mean different things for different people, too. Right? How often do you regret the decisions you make? And our options are hardly ever, sometimes, or all the time. And now, you know, I talked about regret in like the first and second episode, I think. But I think I want to change the way I said that, because I don't really regret where I am or how I got here. So I have to take the good with the bad, right? All right. Does time seem to fly by? It's pretty normal, I think. Time is always dragging. There's never enough time in the day. All right. Do you wake up happy? Haha. Of course. Not always. Most of the time. I guess happy is relative. Subjective. Happy is what you think happy is. How's that? All right. How often do you fight with your family? We're fighting now. There have been a couple times. Never. Now, I mean, do they mean your whole family? Do they mean certain parts of your family? So, I don't know how to answer that one, to be honest. and I've answered it. This is the second time, and I've changed my answer to see what happens at the end. Okay. Are you in debt? Up to my eyeballs, all paid up, or it's not too bad? Now, depending on where your eyeballs is, I guess that would like make it whether you think you're in debt a lot. Does that make sense? Like your eyeballs could be $8,000, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be 2 million. Where are your eyeballs, I guess? Do you ever read for the sheer enjoyment of it? Now keep in mind, my enjoyment is learning, so I would think a textbook is enjoyment reading. So take that with how I answer this question. Every day, if I can. No way, or when I have time. I think that's what that said. I kind of pushed the answer before I read the last option. So, you know I didn't pick the last one. How frequently are you completely satisfied with what you have? Now, I think this is a trick question, personally, because how often are you completely satisfied? Now, I just took it to mean how grateful you could be, and I went with how much I at least try to focus on that. With what you have. Alright, do you have a solid group of friends? Rock solid. I hardly have any friends. We're a pretty decent group. And I guess I think those all go together, because I think you could be a rock solid, pretty decent group that, you know, I think my friends are my family, so does that help you? Alright, when you get in the car, how often does your favorite song come on? Alright, options are, it's like clockwork, never, sometimes. Let's just say I wish it happened more. Because I think that would make your day a little happier too, right? If you push the radio and it's like, and you got to jam a little bit. Alright, how often do you get sick? I'm always sick a couple of times a year, maybe once a year. But I don't know how or what they think sick is. You know, it's kind of the whole eyeball thing. Like, what do they consider sickness, I guess? Have you landed your dream job yet? Yes. I don't have a job. I getting there. Those are our three options. Stool is moving away from me. Have you ever won the lottery? That's not ever going to happen. Actually, I have. Maybe a couple dollars here and there. Ooh, no. I have. All right. Next question. Do you follow your intuition? I got it. All right. Do you follow your intuition? I ignore it, and it bites me in the butt. I'm getting better, or yes. Next question. Are you in love? Your options are heck no, yes, I don't have time for love. Now, don't be silly. I mean, you could be in love with a cat. I think you're in love with some, I don't want to say animals are a thing, but, you know, you can at least, there's love somewhere. Okay. Do you take risks? Of course. Too scared once in a while. I'm trying to more. As I get older, I figure, why not? Okay. Do you know that you're not always going to be successful at everything and accept it? I really like this question. Absolutely. That's super frustrating for me. I kind of get it, I guess. But I think that's all one answer to me. Anyway, all right. Are you optimistic? Now, some people might say they are, and people would look at them and go, "You are." But people portray optimism in different ways, so I'm going to say they could be or feel optimistic without maybe expressing it per se, but our options are nope, most of the time, or very. Can you dismiss toxic people from your life? And again, I think this is more than one answer. I have before, and I will again. I get stuck with them forever, or sometimes it takes me a bit. And I think it's important for you to think about those people in your life, because that might be something that you really need to going with your instincts on. Like we asked, checked the box before. Like, go with your gut. Sometimes those toxic people are hiding right under your nose. All right. Do you ever feel like you're on autopilot? I mean, I just got done telling you about the walk I took where my legs just took me wherever. I am very aware of everything around me at all times. And I am. So I feel like this is a double answer. Sometimes I drive places and wonder how I get there. And then the third option is, doesn't everyone? I basically gave you my answer earlier in this episode. Okay, number 21. When you make plans and then decide later you wish you hadn't, how often do they get canceled because of the other person? This is a good question too. Like, how often did you really not want to go out, and all of a sudden that person calls you and tells you, I can't make it? It's like, oh. Divine intervention. All right, is that all of the time, never, or once in a blue moon? For y'all. Sorry, that came out. My tongue kind of got cut on my Do you sit back and wait for things to happen? Try not to. No way. I make my own path. One day it will. So this one here, this last answer, I don't think it goes, because it's like, are you saying you're sitting back and waiting and it will happen? Is that what you're saying? Because it's a little confusing. All right. Can you recognize opportunity when it happens? Here and there, yes. I miss every opportunity by half a second, it seems. Now, have it definitely benefited from some opportunities? Yes. But one of those answers is more apropos. Okay. Are you someone that enjoys learning? Yeah. Some topics are okay. No, and yes. Are you good with time management? The best? Not at all. Every day is different. And it's true. Thank goodness. Do you ever settle for less than you deserve? Not in this lifetime. Constantly I have, but I'm learning. And I really like that question, and I really like the responses you can pick from that, because let me tell you. All right. Can you be flexible when necessary? I am not good with that. I hope so. And sure. And I'll be honest, I'm just not good with that. I'm trying. I just, my body is in control sometimes, and whew. All right. Are you motivated? Very. Zero motivation. There are good days and bad days. But I think 1 and 3 could go together sometimes. All right. Can you make your own luck? That doesn't happen. I try to. Oh, yeah. Now, I don't really think you're making luck. I don't think you can make luck. That's just my response to that question. And it doesn't matter how I've answered so far. I've changed, but I've only changed a couple of answers. So it says I'm pretty lucky. When it comes to luck, you aren't doing too terrible. You aren't the luckiest person in the world, but when things seem to be unreachable, you get a stroke or two to help you get to where you're going. I wish it wouldn't say you get a stroke or two, because I wish it said, something like you get an idea or two to get where you're going. But I hope that just helps you understand that, like, even the minutest of things in your day could make the whole difference. Like, I get a text from my kid and they just say, I'm having a great day, or, I did this or that, and I know they're in their element and they're having a good time. That makes me happy. And that's a happy moment in my day. So I take those little snippets, because I tell my kids everything goes by. Those are just little blips in your lifetime. You might not even remember, but it might have been traumatic at the time. You might never remember it ever happened again. And hopefully you learned from whatever it was that made you unhappy or feel less blessed. But I don't want anybody to think that they aren't blessed in some way. Like I said, you're blessed with your health, your love, your fortune, your fame, your talent. Your patience can be a great asset to you in your life. Just calmness and peace can be a great asset in your life. And those things aren't making luck. Those are just things that you have to create in order for your life to be peaceful. And I hope going forward today that your day is more peaceful. And I want you guys to have a good day. I want you to go out and do great things. And be your best self. Just live your best, blessed life. Have a good one, guys. Bye.